It's here, it's hot off the presses. Warhorse's open-world realistic medieval RPG Kingdom Come Deliverance has finally arrived. And the world it's created, or shall we say, is based on, is quite a large one, loaded with a plethora of things to do, people to help, and bandits to kill. But beneath all of that, every open-world game has its own assortment of Easter eggs and hidden references meant to give players a chuckle. And Kingdom Come Deliverance, despite its commitment to realism, hasn't lost its sense of humor, and is no exception. So today we'll be taking a look at 5 hilarious Easter eggs in Kingdom Come Deliverance. Starting off, the player is able to stop by various horse traders and purchase mounts throughout the game. But one of these horse traders, located in the town of Merhoyed, is selling a steed that many players may recognize a bit too well. In the stables operated by Joanne, the used horse salesman, amongst a variety of other broncos you can buy, is a brown horse named Roach. Now, if you played any of the Witcher games, you can probably already guess that this is a nod to what Geralt, the series' protagonist, names all of his pet horses. He goes through quite a few of them, but by the time of The Witcher 3, Roach is a female brown horse, as is the mare that we encounter in this Kingdom Come Easter egg. But this reference goes even deeper than just names and appearances. If in the game you ultimately decide that you want to buy Roach from the trader, he'll have this to say about her.
Oh, she's a pretty good horse. Oh, she's got a mind of her own. I bought her from some odd Polish fella. He said, now he's settled down with a wife, he's afraid she'd want him to stuff her. Them Poles are a perverse lot.
Now, of course, anyone familiar with the Witcher franchise knows that it's largely inspired by medieval Poland, and apparently the folks behind Kingdom Come have jokingly decided to poke fun at the prospect of Geralt retiring. While we're on the topic of pop culture references, next on our list, straight up in the middle of the woods north of Neuhof, you can stumble upon Wolverine, or at least a piece of him. Lying in a small clearing deep within the forest is a small pile of rocks, circling a skeletal hand with multiple blades protruding from its knuckles. Now, the Wolverine character is no stranger to time travel in the Marvel Universe, so it is theoretically possible for the man to have visited 1450s medieval Bohemia. Why he would have done such a thing and how he'd lose part of his arm, however, are both questions to be left to our imaginations. If you are interested in finding this severed hand for yourself, make sure you pay very close attention to where I'm at on the map, as again, this is in the middle of the woods and hidden away on a dense forest floor, making it pretty difficult to find. But once you do, I'm sure it'll make for a great conversation piece. Coming in at number 3, we all know the tale of Hansel and Gretel, a German story about 2 kids who got lost in the woods and were captured by a witch, who then threw them into cages and attempted to cook them alive. Thankfully in the story, the kids narrowly avoided becoming person food, and were able to live happily ever after, minus whatever PTSD they may or may not have suffered. Well, in Kingdom Come, you can find what's been left behind from a very similar tale, only this one seems to have suffered a much less happy ending. An interesting location lies in some forests northeast of Talmberg, and boy is it spooky. A small, mostly burned down home lies at the end of a trail. Strangely, the oven outside seems to have been left unscathed, but resting just next to it is a handful of cages. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Oh, those are probably just for some small animals or something. This doesn't prove anything. However, it's what's inside of the oven that reveals the sinister nature behind what's been going on here. A handful of very small, human skeletal remains sit within the furnace. There were children in here, or at very least dwarves. It looks like this version of the siblings Hansel and Gretel weren't quite as lucky as we all remember. For a 4th spot, east of, oh my god, Utzhitz, I think I said that town's name properly, just a short ways off a road, in another forest, there exists a small grave. Now, graves aren't uncommon in the world of Kingdom Come. Oftentimes, if you have a spade, they can be dug up for some loot that the player can steal. But, let's be honest, dead men need no property. Well, this grave is unique, because should you decide to dig it up, you'll find that lying in it is the fresh body of an unnamed man, with the severed head of a horse sitting next to his legs. It's pretty gruesome. But if you've ever seen the movie The Godfather, you'll easily notice this reference. You see, this grave is a clever allusion to a certain scene in the movie The Godfather, where a man by the name of Jack Waltz wakes up one morning to find the severed head of his favorite horse lying in bed with him. Notice how in Kingdom Come, the man in the grave's head is resting on a makeshift pillow, which only further helps to make the parallel a bit more obvious. You can loot the grave for some horse meat, which does seem to be relatively fitting, but isn't nearly as much as you can normally get off of other graves, though it's not anything worth losing your head over. And finally, last on our list, one of Kingdom Come's biggest marketing points was that it was an RPG rooted in realism. There would be no magic or dragons or spell casting in this game. Well, evidently, one unfortunate witch learned that the hard way. A field northeast of Rattay serves as the location of an accident site, and this one is quite amusing. A dead woman with a broom tucked underneath her lies in a pool of blood. Evidently, this must have been an aspiring witch hoping to master the art of broomstick flight, but didn't get very far. Shortly after taking to the skies, this poor woman must have come plummeting back to the earth. She even has what looks to be a witch's hat on her head. Sadly, unlike the last guy, you won't be able to loot the woman's body, nor take the broom, which is a bit of a shame. But it could be worse. We could be the guy responsible for cleaning up this whole mess. And there you have it, 5 Easter eggs in Kingdom Come Deliverance. There are a few more, but these were my personal favorites so far. We're still in the game's infancy, so it's very likely that the community is going to dig up many more throughout the next coming months. Anyway, what Easter eggs have you come across or heard about that others may have missed? Share it in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for stopping by everybody, and I hope to catch you all in my next video. Peace out everyone.